guys, Chris VA Travels, still here in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I'm headed over to the Georgian house, historic home built back in the 1790s. Making my way over there and walking by St. Andrew's Park. Oh, I'm sorry, St. Andrew's Square here in Newtown. If you come, let you know, Edinburgh is kind of a hilly city, so a few ups and downs while you're walking. And I pronounce Edinburgh, Edinburgh. Some people call it Edinburgh, some people call it Edinburgh, but the locals seem to pronounce it Edinburgh, so that's what I'm gonna go with. All right, made it. The Georgian house. Looks like that's the entrance right there, but built back in 1796. And you'll see the Corinthian columns are big around here apparently. All those chimneys have plenty of flues coming out, plenty of fireplaces I guess in there. Go in and take the tour. You'll see the urn right above that kind of sort of Palladian window. Welcome to the Georgian house, number 7 Charlotte Street. Designed in 1791 by Robert Adams. Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with him. Noted architect. Cool. Timeline over here. King George II. There it is. Alright guys, before we get going, I wanted to let you know we're in the center of Edinburgh, in the Newtown district. And this house has been restored to reflect the lives of those who lived and worked here in the 18th and 19th century. And there are a lot of great items inside. I also want to tell you that the first occupant was a John Lamont. So, alright, let's check this place out. The first room you enter is the parlor. Some pretty neat things to see in here. This is a barrel organ, music playing instrument. I don't know if these are knobs or buttons down here, but could play up to 30 tunes, the docent had said. And you see it's hand powered, you'll see the crank on top. It looks like it would connect to the mount on the side. And here are the cylinders. Yeah, number 3, number 2. Up here, the main one that would play. Old Sheridan chair over here. I don't know if it's original, but with just some children's games on top. These are called horn books, and they were to help children learn the alphabet, numbers, and important passages from the Bible. I guess this would be a combination desk and china cabinet. And a map of Charlotte Square. Pretty nice crystal chandelier. And I would imagine you would have had candles on this originally. This fireplace predates the house. It was originally in the Tarvit house. Mantle here, looks like the frieze is decorated with flutes, foliated ovals, rosettes. We've got an urn and bellflower pattern going down. This would be a tea caddy decorated with paper quilling. Walking into the drawing room. Portrait is by Alan Ramsey, and a nice marble fireplace. In the drawing room back here is a more formal room used for entertaining. Are they riding a goat? And a nice piece of porcelain up here. just want to show off some of this artwork and pretty nice frames on these paintings. Console table over here with ribbons and swags going across. Gilded mirror, and these would be Prince of Wales feathers on top. And then pretty nice barometer right here.
First phase of the new town. Number 7 Charlotte Square was one of the most fashionable. Another of Mary's jobs is to empty the chamber pot.
And tell Mrs. Ogilvy I would have a word.
Below stairs, the kitchen has been busy for...
Some chinoiserie. This would be a coal scuttle. And fireplace back here. You've got Roman urn on each side. And the back here, you've got these ceramic Dutch tiles. Another gilded mirror up here. And this dates back to the Regency period, 1811 until 1820. Cellarette back here, and this is where you would keep the good stuff cold. Here we've got James Livingston, 5th Earl of Linlithgow, and Lady Henriette Livingston, circa 1700. And down here, Judge James Graham of Erith and Elizabeth Forbes. And on the left wall of this pocket, you'll see doors. This bowl looks like it has some age to it. And the wall back there is painted to look like mahogany. And your plate warmer down here by the fireplace. Nice velvet cover on the door. This is a flushing toilet. I don't know where the water tank is, but you'll see the handle there to the right of the bowl. And you would remove the excrement out of the drawer here. And around the corner, you've got some lye soap for cleaning up. And it would be stored in that wooden orb right there. And down below, your pitcher of water. And finally, a bidet. It looks like a baby's bath. But yeah, I think I'd be washing my hands after I use this. We're now in the master bedroom, and this bed predates the house. It goes back to 1772. Down the post here, you'll see these pendant bellflowers and some palm leaves. Fancy urn up here. Back of the canopy, this would be for storing your pocket watch. Because apparently if your watch cools down too quick, the springs would break easier. Fitted carpet down here with a hexagonal pattern. This is actually an original design from a local manufacturer. Portable medicine chest used by the lady of the house, and just a collection of remedies used to treat the family's ailments. It was made in 1830 and still contains 22 of its original 29 bottles. Tall boy over here, and it looks like you could fit plenty in this thing. And it looks like the drawers all have locks, and then you've got a lion relief there on the drawer pull. Then back here you've got a serpentine chest, again locks on each drawer, and kind of cool shield shaped echelon around the lock. It says the veneer on this workbox is made from the wood taken from the fire ships used by the Spaniards at the Great Siege of Gibraltar, September 13th, 1782. Small spinning wheel over here, used for house use. And the guide had said it was used for spinning linen, not wool. This is where the lady of the house would get fancied up, her perfume bottles, and they would call this a peering glass. Over here, this is so you could eat in bed, and it was to keep soup or broth warm. The little girl is in black because she's actually already died. They wanted to have her included in the picture. You'll see the iron hair curler there in the middle. And these clippers here, they were used for stretching your gloves. Iron charcoal grill made by the W&P Steel Company, it looks like. And the guide had said that they like to make scones on this thing. Table here is original, going back to the 1770s. And they would have this stove going all day. It was primarily used for boiling water and keeping water warm. You'd hold this ladle over the fire to melt wax and then pour it into the candle molds on the shelf there above. Spit right here. And pretty neat, they've got a ladle down in the drip pan below. I guess maybe to make gravy. But pretty neat, she's got this thing running. And yeah, this is state-of-the-art equipment at the time. And check this out, before these were invented, she told me they would have a dog in a cage hanging above, running on a treadmill to keep this thing spinning. And Benjamin Franklin had one in his house. Another plate warmer over here. And you would have a pastry in this thing. Giant sugar cone over here, and I've never seen one this big. And believe it or not, this dates back from the time the house was built. These are the sugar clippers over here. And these are nippers to break it down into smaller pieces. Up here, all the jelly molds. You would press that down on top of a biscuit to keep it from rising. Potato masher right there. And that's for your butter. You'd be surprised how heavy this pot is. Of course, your iron over here. And this kettle probably weighs 10 pounds, maybe more. A lot of interesting items in here. This is for storing salt. You would keep it by the fire to keep it dry and just stick your arm in there and grab a pinch. And this is for your flour. You just lift the mallet up and drop it till you get the lumps out. And I can imagine this would make a mess. This might be one of the coolest kitchens I've visited. So this thing right here is called a salamander. You'll see the head there at the top, the body, the tail, the arms. And it was used for making creme brulee. You would place it underneath. You would lift the tail, the head would come down and burn or sear the top. After cooking, time to wash dishes. And there's your pump right there. That was installed in 1815. Before that, you had to go outside to the well. This over here she calls a dolly, and it was used to wash clothes. You would bash your clothes while they're inside of soapy water. A pad back here, it's covered in shark skin, and it's to remove rust from your knife. Copper dispenser right here, and that's Wedgwood china to the left. This is a Parliament clock, no glass. There was an act of Parliament at the time, they were taxing glass. Check out some of these rooms down the corridor here. This is the butler's room. You guessed it, the wine cellar. A few port barrels down here. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. That's it for the Georgian house. As always, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.